I hate to break this to you, but your New Year resolutions are probably not going to happen. The goals, the vision, the promises you made to yourself on January 1st. How do I know? Because I've been there over and over and over again. I've been the goal-setting queen. Year after year, I've set the same goals with the same determination and got the same disappointing results. Sometimes it feels like one step forward and 10 steps back. At some point, you have to stop and ask yourself the uncomfortable question: what exactly is going on here? Because effort clearly is not the problem. The problem is we're starting at the wrong place. Most of us approach change in exactly the same way. We start with doing. I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to eat differently. I'm going to stop this habit, start that routine, become more disciplined, more focused, more consistent. And all of this relies on willpower. But willpower is a finite and fragile resource. Let me give you a concrete example from my own life. So health, weight have been lifelong issues for me. Years of yo-yo dieting, up and down. You lose weight, gain it all back again, and every cycle, you end up at a slightly heavier weight than when you started. If you've lived that story, you know exactly what I mean. The mistake I kept making was starting with behavior instead of identity, with doing instead of being. And that's where transformation breaks down, when we focus on doing without addressing being. So there's a foundational question. There's a verse that the Holy Spirit impressed on me, and that's Psalm 11 verse 3, which says, "If the foundations are destroyed, what can the righteous do?" That question gets to the heart of the issue, because it doesn't matter how sincere you are about reaching your goals or how spiritual your intentions are. If the foundation is unstable, the structure won't hold. You can build a beautiful house, but if the foundation is compromised, it's only a matter of time before cracks appear. And many of us are trying to build new lives on old foundations. So why more effort does not work? Here's the principle that explains why this keeps happening. It all comes down to identity, your self-image, how you see yourself. You cannot outperform your self-image. Your identity acts like a compass or GPS. You can try to go in a new direction, but unless the internal setting changes, you'll keep being pulled back to the same patterns, the same behaviors, the same outcomes. And that's why change feels exhausting. You're fighting against yourself, and eventually identity always wins. And that's why willpower alone can't produce lasting transformation. Something deeper has to shift. Some people try to change their lives by getting a new job, moving to a new neighborhood, a new city, even a new country or continent. And for a while, everything feels great. You're happy, upbeat, optimistic, and the future looks bright. But gradually, the same old struggles start to resurface. And before long, you find yourself overwhelmed by familiar problems. Why? Because wherever you go, you're still there. You bring the same internal patterns with you. Simply changing your environment isn't enough. Change has to happen at a deeper level. And this is why the book of Genesis matters. This is why studying Genesis chapters 1 to 3 is so important. For a long time, I read Genesis at face value. The familiar stories: creation, Adam and Eve, the fall, the flood, the patriarchs, the stories many of us grew up hearing in church. But Genesis is about far more than that. Genesis reveals God's original design. It doesn't just explain what went wrong. It reveals what was right. Before shame, before fear, before striving, before sin entered the world. Genesis shows us who we were created to be before our identity was fractured. And you cannot rebuild correctly if you do not understand the original blueprint. It's identity before performance. In Genesis 1, verses 26 to 28, before humanity does anything, God defines who we are. We're created in his image. We're blessed. We're entrusted with responsibility. We're given authority and purpose. Identity comes first. Assignment comes second. Worth precedes work. This matters because the fall in Genesis 3 didn't erase God's design. It distorted it and distorted humanity's perception of it. From that moment on, human beings began striving to become what we were already created to be. And that striving is the root of exhaustion. So what did Jesus Christ restore? That's where the gospel becomes deeply practical. Yes, Jesus came to forgive sin, but I believe at the core of what Jesus accomplished was the restoration of our identity. He re-established the foundation. When identity is restored, behavior stops being a battle and becomes a response. Transformation stops being forced and becomes formed. Let me tell you about the upstream principle. When I was studying for my master's degree in public health, we learned a concept called refocusing upstream. And the idea is simple. If people keep drowning downstream, eventually you have to go upstream and ask why. And there's a parable that's often used to explain this. So a village keeps rescuing people from a river. Every day people are floating past and the villagers rush to pull them out before they drown. Over time, they get better at the rescue attempts. More and more alarms, more systems, more equipment, more effort. The villagers become incredibly efficient at this. Until someone one day asks the obvious question, where are these people coming from? So the villagers go upstream and discover a broken bridge. That's why people keep falling into the river. They fix the bridge and the problem disappears. Most of us are trying to fix downstream symptoms while ignoring upstream causes. Habits are downstream. Behavior is downstream. Results are downstream. Identity, that's upstream. If you want 2026 to be different, you can't start where you've always started. You have to go back to basics, back to foundations, back to identity. In the next video, I'm going to unpack what this looks like in practice, how to rebuild from the foundation up, and how to stop repeating the same cycles year after year. I'm on this journey too. I'm learning as we go. And so if this resonates with you, stay with me, because real transformation doesn't start with doing, it starts with being. I'll see you next time.